Naylor, and we're taking a look today at the Holden Opel Vauxhall Tigra and how to get the roof off it. These are a great little car, and with the hardtop convertible, it's actually remotely controlled, or electronically controlled. Now, first of all, what we're going to do is get into the boot, as that's the first thing to do. A press and release is what you do to actually open the boot in these vehicles, and that's opened up the boot electronically or electrically. We then have to hold in that button to actually have the boot close. You see there, it's closing in a reasonable sort of amount of time. And the boot must be fully closed, obviously, for the roof to come off, because we'll see why in a sec. Now, the other thing to know here as well is you'll see here that we've also got this flap here. The sun's cutting in there just now, but you can see this additional flap here, which actually allows you to increase the amount of luggage space for your vehicle. And we've got these little lugs here that are snapped into place automatically with a bit of action there. So it's straightforward in terms of that to actually do that. And what that does is it's opened up that void there, which is where the actual boot will fold into. So let's close up our boot now. Now that we've made space for the roof to go into, we'll get on with the next part. So, as I said, boot's fully closed. And inside our vehicle, now the actual door is open at the moment, and that's actually okay, but there's a couple other things we need to do. We need to make sure our park brake is on. Obviously our key needs to be on the on-ish position there. So we've got power to it, and then up here, we'll get right in there, there it is, the actual latches for the actual roof release are positioned there. So those latched off, just for fun we'll actually close the door, and we'll action this button here on the driver's door. So we're holding that in position, and you're going to miss most of the action here, but let's swivel around and see what happens there. Maybe that's looking alright. And there you go, there's the boot. So the boot's actually folded open in the opposite direction, and then that's allowed the actual boot to fold up and come into place. Now, as we see, we've got our roof off. The window's actually automatically powered off. We've actually got a tone that actually told us that the boot was all the way away. So you should keep holding this button down here until the job is done. Now, if we do actually release the handbrake, as I've just done there, and actually try to put the roof back up, we'll see that, no, we can't actually do that. You can hear that tone there. So we'll re-engage the handbrake, and then, once again, hold down this button. Hold it down this time instead of pulling it upwards, and we'll see that our roof is actually folding back up. So you keep doing that, obviously, once again, until the boot is all the way down and closed and engaged. We'll get that guard tone again, and once again we'll actually fold that latch forward there, fold that latch forward there. That's re-engage it, and we'll probably find our windows go back up as well. And that's pretty much it for the boot release. Underneath the passenger seat in the vehicle, there actually is a manual handle. I've never had to do it, but I know people that have. There's a manual handle that somehow allows you to poke it in somewhere, and it does a manual release on the boot, or manual wind on the boot if you do run into troubles with electrics on these, which has been known to happen on occasion. That's it for the boot right now. So, and the actual roof action. So let's leave it at that. Oh, let's just cover off this one other little bit of detail here. The other one that we've got here is the little switch here as well, is actually a remote boot release. So I flick that, handbrake is on once again. So that's actually opened up the boot remotely for us, which is pretty handy. We do actually have to close it to get back out again, and we'll do that now. Thank you very much for watching. That's all from the Holden Vauxhall Opel Tigra 2006 model, and how to operate the roof. Cheers.